What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay Color here with another new episode of the main event. Today we got Shane McMahon versus the American Bad Butt Undertaker. He's one bad butt. That's a bad butt. And we're doing this because, believe it or not, this is basically a prediction match for WrestleMania, because Shane McMahon at WrestleMania is wrestling The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. Everybody take a moment and mull that over. Shane McMahon, Undertaker, WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell. Like, if there was ever any more evidence that the WWE is currently in trouble going into WrestleMania, trying to pull out all those stops, this was it. Now, if you haven't heard about this previous night on Monday Night Raw, the show opened up with Vince McMahon presenting the award for his father, the Memorial of Excellence award, and he ended up presenting it kayfabe to Stephanie McMahon, and this prompted the return of Shane McMahon to a huge pop. Shane O'Mac comes out, starts saying all the things that the fans have been thinking for the past 2-3 years, and demands to have control of Raw after giving us some random vague backstory about why he deserves to have it. And Vince is like, alright, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, alright, but you gotta wrestle a match? No. And Shane is like, yeah, I'll wrestle a match, whatevs. And Vince is like, alright, but you gotta wrestle The Undertaker, though. At WrestleMania, though. At Hell in a Cell, though. And a lot of people seem to be very excited about this. And there's some merit to that, I guess. If you aren't familiar with Shane McMahon's work, I don't blame you, because he wasn't ever a full-time wrestler. He's Vince's son, and he would wrestle the occasional match every once in a while. And the thing that he was most known for in those matches was his devil-may-care attitude and just putting his body on the line. He's not professionally trained. He's not the most sound technical worker, but he will do what it takes to get a match over. He's jumped off of huge structures, just throwing his body over the top of giant gaps and jumping from the ring turnbuckle to the announce table. He had a crazy no disqualification street fight against Kurt Angle back at the 2001 King of the Ring. That's probably his best match. If you haven't seen that, I encourage you to go check it out on the WWE Network, where he just absolutely just destroyed his body. I saw this short little documentary on YouTube about that match, where Shane and Angle talk about everything they put into it and how crazy they were for putting their bodies that much on the line. So that's Shane's defining characteristic as a ring worker. Even his finisher, where he jumps from turnbuckle to turnbuckle, which he basically stole from Van Dam. A lot of people don't know this. Rob Van Dam was doing that finisher first in ECW. He called it the Man Terminator, I think. And then Shane McMahon started doing it on WWE television. All this being said, and yes, Shane can have a good match, but he's coming back to the WWE after being away for a long time, and you can see he's no spring chicken anymore. The guy is aged. He's got more gray hair than Vince McMahon. Laying credence to the long thought speculation that Vince's hair might not be all completely 100% natural. The Undertaker is no spring chicken either. The Undertaker, his last few WrestleManias has just been spent from the matches that he's had. These once-a-year matches that he's been having. Now, this past year he had a couple matches. He had the last one being at the Survivor Series, which was just a lame duck of a match. But still, The Undertaker is not necessarily what he used to be, and I'm not sure how good of a match these two guys are going to have. I think the idea behind it, putting it in a Hell in a Cell, is, well, at least you're going to see some crazy stuff. You're going to see some crazy spots. Maybe these guys aren't the youngest dogs in the yard, but well, they're sure throw their bodies on the line in Hell in a Cell. But I don't know if that's necessarily true. I can't possibly see one of these guys taking a huge bump in this match. They're just their bodies aren't built for it anymore. The other thing about this match that I'm skeptical of is the fact that this is supposed to be, there have been rumors at least, that this is going to be Undertaker's last match. Now, it's kind of felt that like it's been going this way the past few years, and every year I think, I wonder if this is it. I wonder if this is it. And he's had matches against Brock Lesnar and Triple H and Bray Wyatt. In his last few years, these are the types of matches he's been having. And then this year, it's Shane McMahon? I mean, I just don't... He was never a top star even when, as a wrestler, in the few matches that he had, when he did work in the company. So I don't understand necessarily what WWE thought the draw was for this match. Obviously, they were somewhat right, because there have been a lot of people that have just lost their minds over the prospect of this match. But I don't necessarily understand it as much. If 5 years from now, we're looking back at the career of The Undertaker, talking about his Hall of Fame career, where he's just been recently inducted, and we're thinking about all the great matches he had, the WrestleMania streak that shouldn't have been broken, and his final match ever was against Shane McMahon. No disrespect to Shane, but Shane McMahon. I don't know, man. I don't know about this match. I don't know if I'm intrigued by it, definitely, but excited about it? I don't know if I can say that I am. WWE has definitely reached their hand in the pot of spaghetti and desperately flung it up against the wall. They are in so much trouble. Now, there's rumors that this might be a placeholder match and Shane McMahon might use somebody else to wrestle in his place. John Cena, nudge nudge. John Cena, wink wink. John Cena, cough cough. And I think this is probably a more accurate depiction of the situation right now than necessarily they may be leading on. I think if they can have John Cena come back in time for WrestleMania, and he's freaking in a laboratory right now, and they're plugging pieces into each other and try to bring him back to life like the RoboCop in time for WrestleMania, I think he's probably going to be there, and he's tagging in. But for right now, The reality is, it's Shane O'Mac versus The Undertaker. What do you guys think of this match? Why don't you let me know in the comments below. And as always, let me know if there's another match or topic you'd like me to cover. This has been the main event, guys. I will see you next time. Peace.